Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has long been viewed with skepticism by the conservative base of the Republican Party, as he too often comes across as an establishment hack more concerned with protecting the status quo than implementing a true conservative agenda. While that may be true on such issues as immigration and trade, there is one issue where McConnell aligns quite well with Trump and the conservative base, that being installing conservative constitutionalist judges in federal courtrooms at all levels across the country. It was no real surprise then, and actually quite hilarious, to see McConnell, a rather stodgy older man seemingly always preoccupied with proper decorum, respond to an absurd request from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer with an amusing meme on social media. According to the Daily Caller, Schumer reportedly asked that a moderate judge be nominated and confirmed to the Supreme Court by Trump and McConnell to replace retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy, former President Barack Obama's nominee Merrick Garland, to be specific. And McConnell replied with a gif of former NBA basketball star Michael Jordan laughing so hard he had tears in his eyes. The alleged request from Schumer was one of the more absurd things he has said in recent months, so this reply from McConnell was actually quite fitting, along with being pretty darn funny. Indeed, one can't help but laugh at the notion that Schumer and Democrats really think Trump and Republicans would nominate and confirm a liberal-leaning moderate to the High Court that had already been nominated by a prior president and summarily rejected without a vote. The revelation about Schumer's laughable request to Trump came in a Thursday article from The Washington Post that largely reported on the process the president was using to narrow down his list of potential nominees to replace Kennedy. Schumer and Trump were said to have engaged in a Supreme Court-centered phone conversation in recent days that lasted less than 5 minutes, during which the Democrat leader in the Senate made the ridiculous suggestion that Trump nominate Garland to succeed Kennedy. In Schumer's estimation, Trump's nomination of Garland would go a long way to help unite the country. Of course, at the risk of alienating his base, which is clamoring for another conservative originalist jurist to ascend to the Supreme Court. The Senate Minority Leader, who seems sometimes to forget that he is in the minority and has no real power or say in most matters, has also put down a number of red lines with regard to potential nominees that he has warned Trump not to cross. That would include nominating any judge who was deemed hostile to abortion rights and the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court ruling, or one who would rule to overturn or further undermine the horrendous Obamacare healthcare law that has been an utter failure since before it was even implemented. Nominating such individuals would not only warrant staunch opposition from Democrats, as if any of them, save a few in red states, would support any nominee put forward by Trump, but could prove cataclysmic and incredibly damaging to Trump's legacy. An even more laughable assertion than the demand to nominate Garland. Indeed, Trump's legacy among conservatives would be cemented for the ages if he were to place on the court a jurist that could help abolish the injustice that is federally state-sanctioned murder of unborn babies, not to mention undoing the atrocious law that ruined our nation's health care system. Senator Schumer is little more than a joke these days, and the shell-less turtle who usually guards the establishment's corner of D.C.'s swamp, Mitch McConnell, just aptly laughed at Schumer for the joke that he has truly become. There is no way that Trump will nominate liberal Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court, sorry Chuck, but that ship sailed in 2016. And Schumer should be mocked mercilessly for even still thinking about him, much less suggesting he be nominated again to serve on the nation's highest court.